Hello everyone, this is Juan Bloisi with Washington Interpreters, and today is going to be a very special video. You all saw my last video when I was talking about the monopolies, the glitches, and the poor working conditions we have under SOSi and under the WSFE union. Since then, like every time I get an email or a text message from an interpreter, I have received several emails and text messages and calls from interpreters wanting to voice out their frustrations, what's going on with the SOSi company in their area, with interpreters, providers, and also specific messages they may have for labor and industries and suggestions they may have so we could fix this situation, because this is a beautiful profession. We have been doing this for years. We provide a valuable service to our communities, and it is just a shame that everything is going to the garbage because leaders don't want to listen. So this time, I'm going to have a few interpreters, and each one of them is going to give you their experience, their take, and their suggestions. So right now, we have right here Nelly from the Yakima area. Go ahead, Nelly. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good yourselves.
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And you heard the introduction. You're here to tell us anything you want to say to L&I leaders and anybody else listening to us. What's going on in your area? Please tell us your name and what city you're joining us from.
My name is Nelida, and I'm joining from Yakima. And as most of you guys know, I am so frustrated with this system because they're good at judging us and giving us suspension notices. But when you call the word bridge front desk, there is not ever an actual answer that you can ask an answer, and they never have a specific answer to that issue. They just say, oh, you have to email this, you have to email that. We email not once, not twice, we even multiple amount of times, and we never receive an email back. When the first suspension happened, I was one of the few that got suspended in the Yakima area. I not only sent one email, I sent 4 different emails to which not even one did I get an email back. Now that they're trying to do the second round of suspension, you call the word bridge front desk, and they're like, oh, you have to contact the IRP by email.
Hold on a second, Nelly. Sorry for interrupting you. So you said a suspension. I know I've talked to some interpreters about a suspension privately, but for the purpose of informing everyone, how were you suspended and why, and how many interpreters do you think were suspended in your area?
From my area that we are aware of, myself and other interpreters, I believe there was only myself and probably 1 or 2 other interpreters. We received a 10-day suspension because they said that our arguments were not enough, or we don't even know, because some interpreters had the option. They had their suspension revoked after looking at their emails. I personally had some personal health matters that I was forced to return my appointments. I said, I didn't send one email. I sent 4 emails to the IRP department. Not once did they ever respond to me.
Okay.
So from Yakima, I don't know if it was I know it was myself and a few others, but I'm not certain how many actually were suspended for the 10-day suspension.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is, even though they retracted a suspension for you and some other interpreters, you still have an issue whenever you're reaching out to WordBridge to get some help or resolution with your problems. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. So when you contact the WordBridge platform and you send an email or talk to somebody, do they ever resolve your problem?
Half of the time they do not.
Okay. When they do not resolve your problem, do you still get an email with some sort of conclusion? What is it that happens to you?
So you receive a ticket number, and right after that ticket number, it says, I forget what it's called. Kind of like case closed, and it just gives you the name of the person that closed the case, but they didn't actually solve the problem. They just created a ticket, then they send you an email saying that the ticket, or I don't know what word they used, that it was already closed. So basically they're not giving me a resolution to the whatever email I sent to them.
So it pretty much says case closed with a resolution. That's the language that I've seen in some of the emails that I get from interpreters, right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay. Now, what other issues have you experienced in your area with the lack or abundance of appointments, fair or unfair distribution of appointments in your area? What is it that you are experiencing, you are hearing, or you're seeing yourself?
When I'm seeing that every time the appointments drop, my phone, it just starts loading and loading and loading. By the time my phone ends up loading, half of the appointments are already gone. Because you click on the appointment and the appointment says no longer available. Even the appointment's still showing in the portal, it says that it's no longer available.
That's crazy. So how many appointments? It's kind of hard to determine by hours because we click on appointments. We don't specifically get booked for hours unless you're accepting work conditioning, work hardening appointments, or pain management. But let's say, how many hours would you say you're able to accumulate in appointments every week?
I average about 4 to 5 appointments per day. So I'm gonna say I usually try to get an hour-long appointments, but when there's not anything available, I usually go for like the 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Half the time, a lot of the times, those appointments don't even last 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. When was the last time you were able to accept an appointment, let's say like a surgery, which is at least a couple of hours, or a work hardening, work conditioning appointment?
Surgeries are not very common in Yakima. It's very rare when they send them, and it's very last minute. The last time I think I was able to accept an appointment for a surgery was when interpreting work was still when we were still providing services for interpreting work. For this company, there's been a few, but I haven't been able to accept any because either I already have something scheduled for that time, or it's already gone.
Okay, so we have
there is work conditioning appointments right now at the moment. My schedule doesn't work for the work conditioning because they start at 8. I don't actually start work until 9 because I have to take my children to school. So I work around their schedule.
So you're basically saying that with interpreting works, from what I'm hearing, correct me if I'm wrong, you feel you yourself had more opportunities to actually grab some surgery appointments, work conditioning, work hardening, like longer appointments with the Interpreting Works platform. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Wow. See, that's pretty much what everyone is saying. Like when we had Interpreting Works, at the beginning they had their few mistakes, issues or whatnot, but they became better. They fixed and improved so much that it was actually very efficient. And all of a sudden they changed or replaced Interpreting Works with nobody's input.
What interpreting works had that SOSi is lacking is that if you had an issue with interpreting works, they would try to solve the issue. With word-based, they don't try to solve the issue. They just send you a ticket number. It doesn't move past that. And with interpreting works, if we were having problems with the system, they were always trying to do something to fix the problem. And with WordBridge or SOSi, there's always that part lacking. They don't know who to throw the ball to, basically. Because like for me, it's very unfair that they're almost going on 16 months, I believe, and they don't have a person that has or a person you can talk to handle the incident resolution problem. It has to be only through email. It's very unfair, very frustrating. Because they're like, well, unfortunately, that's not a department we handle. That's the excuse they always have. That's not part of their department. That we can only communicate with them through email.
That's crazy.
But you can email and you never get an answer back.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us. I'm going to come back to you so you tell me some of the ideas and suggestions you may have for everyone listening. But here we have Maria. Well, hello, Maria. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine tonight. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. You just heard Nelly talking about her experiences, what she's going through. You and I have met before in person as well and have talked a little bit about these issues going on with interpreters. What is going on, from your personal standpoint when it comes to the distribution of appointments, your experience with the SOSi WordBridge platform, their customer service? What's going on? What is your complaint with them?
Oh my gosh. So I totally and 100% agree with Nelly. The appointments, if you're lucky, when the appointments come out, you can get one or two. And because of the fact that it's constantly spinning, marking error, showing that they're available when they're no longer available. That's one point. They no longer offer surgeries for us with interpreting works. They used to offer surgeries all the time. So not only that, now we are getting punished because providers, for some reason that I don't know, are making their appointments shorter. They've gone from an hour to 30 minutes to now 20 minutes. Some providers. And because of that, knowingly that they have providers, or clinics are doing this knowingly that they have providers that take well over 30 minutes. So I'm personally am getting punished this time around. I'm getting canceled or for 10 days also. And when I spoke, I called SOSi because, nobody will help you. So I called SOSi and they told me, well, I'm like, well, I'm getting punished for returning 2 appointments that went over the time. They're like, yeah, well, you should manage your time. And I told them, I manage my time. I schedule accordingly, giving myself enough time from so I can make it from one appointment to the other. And their answer is like, well, manage your time. I'm like, so just to be clear, what am I supposed to do next time this happens to me? Am I supposed to say, you know what, sorry, but my time's up. You only scheduled me for 20 minutes and the appointment is going on 30 minutes. I have to leave to my next appointment. And they're like, no, if you do that, that will count against you. I'm like, okay. So I go ahead and return the appointment and say that, previous appointment is running late. They're like, nope, you will get in trouble for that too.
Okay, so there's no winning with this company. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying you accepted 2 appointments, one at 3 p.m. and another one at 4 p.m. The one appointment at 3 p.m. is running late. So the logical thing to do, the ethical thing to do is to say, hey, SOSi, guess what? I'm not going to be able to make it to the 4 o'clock appointment, 4 p.m. because I'm still here in this appointment. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to leave this patient here? You know what I mean? So you're penalized if you leave. And then you're also penalized if you return the appointment at 4 p.m. So there is no winning. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly their words. That's exactly what they told me. So when I tried to go a little further and get more explanation, all they could tell me is reply to the email. I sent them 3 different emails already. To this day, I have had no response. That's extremely frustrating, Juan. Not just for this, punishment thing. It's not just that. Anytime we need any kind of advice, of guidance, of anything. There's nobody ever there to help you out, but they're quick to jump to punish you.
So here's the thing. Let me interrupt you a little bit here. You were suspended for 10 days. That's what you said. Now,
we suspended on the 22nd.
You are. So we
turning 4 appointments. Out of those appointments, 2 were returned for provider taking too long.
Okay. So you were put in an impossible situation. You explained this to them because we have what they called an incident resolution process. So they're supposed to notify you like, hey, you have been found in violation of this incident resolution process. You returned these appointments. You're supposed to defend yourself. You had the opportunity to explain to them, right? Like, hey, this was an impossible situation. And they still said, doesn't matter. You're going to be suspended.
Yes.
Okay.
On the phone, but they never emailed me.
Oh, they never emailed you. So basically,
not one.
So essentially, they told you you're going to be suspended over the phone, but you have not received an official email or a notification saying you will be suspended.
I got that one.
Okay.
I got that one, but when I tried to explain myself, I didn't get no response from them. And that's, Nelly said like 50% of the time, that's being generous. Because to me, they've never, I've wrote email after email after email for several different things. Not one time have they resolved anything for me. All they do is sweep my emails under the carpet and they're done, resolved and closed.
Have you reached out to L&I themselves or the Washington Federation of State Employees, the union supposedly representing L&I interpreters? What has L&I said? Have you reached out to them?
I have not reached out, only to WordBridge. And the union, honestly, now they're desperate, so now they're reaching out to us. But before that, why will I reach the union when they don't do anything for us? They just help themselves, and that's it. So I'd rather be on my own over giving my money to the union.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because they have been representing interpreters since September 14th, I believe, 2023.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
And nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. Meeting after meeting, demand after demand, supposedly with L&I, meeting after meeting, demand after demand, lobbying for whatever changes they want to impose to interpreters. And our working conditions keep on worsening every time. I am so deteriorating. Yes. It's, I am so sorry this is happening to you. I would say keep an eye on whatever email you get telling you when the suspension is going to be effective, but don't leave the call. Is there anything else that you want to say before we go to somebody else? Because I want to get back to all of you, so you give me your suggestions for L&I. But is there anything else, another issue?
I'd be here all night, but that's the most important issue.
That's the most important one.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you so much. All right, let's go to Cristina. Hello, Cristina. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Juan. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. You know, you heard Maria, Nelly talking about their experiences and what's going on with you. What are the issues that you are experiencing for yourself and what you're seeing in your area?
Yes, I'm in the Yakima area as well. Just like Maria and Nelly as well. I was suspended like a couple months ago for 10 days as well. They only gave me like a week notice. And they suspended me. I replied to the email that they sent me, like they said if we could give an explanation. I think I sent 3 or 4 emails. I didn't get a response from anybody. I would just get the emails like ticket has been open, whatever, and then ticket has been closed. But I never heard from anybody. When I would call, they would tell me as well, like we don't have the direct number for the person or the team. It's a new team or whatever, and we don't have phone numbers for them. So I was suspended for 10 days, no pay, no nothing. This time around, they sent me an email. Luckily, I was not suspended. But they told me that I had to lay cancellations, which it does not the time that they say that that the appointment was supposed to be and the time that I returned the appointment, the times don't add up. Because supposedly, let's say I had an appointment that I returned at 10 a.m. And they said I'll return it at 10:59 a.m.
Wow.
Okay. But that is still staying on my record.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then the thing is that in two more months I might be suspended again. And the thing is that they're suspending you for things that you did 3-4 months ago, supposedly. And since you can't give an explanation because nobody responds to your emails.
Nobody responds. In your case,
nobody responds to the emails.
In your case, Cristina, have you been able to reach out to L&I directly, explaining your grievances with the SOSi company, your situation?
No, I tried when I was suspended. I tried. I can't remember the name of that gentleman from L&I. We had a number, but he never answered. I left voice messages, and he never responded either.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I need to look up. I need to look at the name. But he never. I had no response from anybody.
Have you reached out to the union, the Washington Federation of State Employees?
I really don't know what they could do for us for that situation.
It's, we're tired of being jerked around from L&I, by L&I, by the union, everyone. We need to put a stop to this. Thank you so much, Cristina. Please mute yourself in the meantime. Thank you so much. I'll be back to you. Okay, so Nelly, Maria, Cristina, you have heard everything. You have shared your experiences. We're coming to an end with this video, and this is not going to be the only video. Hopefully more interpreters, like they have been asking me, they'll be speaking out. Nelly, I'm going to start with you. What is it that you want to tell L&I and SOSi representatives that you'd like to see done? What is it that you want to see that you think it's going to help alleviate these issues? What would you want to say to SOSi representatives?
That they need to get a better act on this system, because this system has been running for almost 16 months and it's still lacking. It has a lot of flaws.
Absolutely. It's been over a year. It's been over a year, and we're still experiencing these things.
Yes. They should have grabbed the better. Basically, they should have had the bulls by the horns right now, and they don't. They're lacking so much, whether technical, and they're lacking in every single aspect.
Thank you, Nelly. Let's go to Cristina now. Cristina, what's the message that you have to everyone listening? Interpreters, L&I representatives, SOSi representatives. What would you want to say?
Just to be fair to interpreters, to hear us out, to give us a chance to explain ourselves, instead of them just suspending us from work for 2 weeks, and then like to do to post appointments at reasonable times. They're posting appointments at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And I think they should, know that we need to sleep too.
Definitely. Well, thank you for that. Okay, Maria, let's go to you now. What would you want to say to everyone listening right now?
First and most important one, I'd like to say to all interpreters, start standing up for yourselves so we can all make a difference. And second of all, I'd like for L&I to start showing us and giving us a reason to trust them and believe in them. And as far as WordBridge/SOSi, their service is so poor. They just benefit and make profit from us, but we get nothing in return from them, not even a thank you.
Thank you. And I think what you just said is very important. Interpreters need to stand up for themselves. So many interpreters, most interpreters are afraid of speaking out, saying this is what's happening to me, showing their face and actually letting everyone know what they're going through. Nothing's going to happen to you, okay? You're an independent contractor. You're not an employee of the state, okay? We just have a business. We're sole proprietors. Some people have an LLC, but we're independent contractors. And so we have a right as interpreters to be treated with dignity, and we cannot be discriminated by SOSi this way. And suspending people for 10, 20 days, whatever the case may be, just for mistakes they themselves created, which is crazy. And so unfortunately, the union is not doing anything. They're not going to do anything. They've been representing interpreters for 2 years. So we have to speak out and stand up for ourselves. Thank you so much, Cristina. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here with me tonight, sharing your experiences. Everyone is going to get this email, this video, and this is what we could do in the meantime. We're going to be making some more noise, going to the Washington State Legislature, demanding some changes, because we're not just sitting around for the union or L&I or SOSi to do something. It's like Maria said, we have to stand up for ourselves. It's time to stop being shy. We have to speak out and mobilize. Thank you so much. Have a great night. God bless.
Thank you.
Well, have a good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Well, you heard these brave interpreters. They were brave enough to come to the platform, show their face, speak out against things that are going on with interpreters, and demanding change. We have not had any changes since the WSFE union started representing L&I Interpreters since September 14th, 2023. It's been 2 years. It's been over a year with the SOSi company in charge of the distribution of appointments, and we haven't seen any tangible improvements with our working conditions. Anything that we could say we're better off today than before the scheduling system or before the union, the WSFE union representing interpreters. And so it's time you all come. You have an open door to Washington Interpreters. Please understand that this is your platform as well, and we don't have to take this. We don't have to take this situation and just, do nothing. We have the power to speak out, to mobilize, to let L&I know what's happening, to go to the Washington State Legislature and sponsor laws to change this situation for interpreters, these issues. Whether you are a DSHS or an L&I interpreter, you do have the right to opt out of the WSFE union and stop paying union dues. We must get rid of this horrible union. So go to optouttoday.com/WSFE 1671 to do so and keep your hard-earned money. See you in the next one.